got our Yuzu honey oatmeal kitties. Honestly, it turned out better than I thought it was gonna as far as presentation. All these restaurants have been obsessed with hot honey flavors recently. Everything honey, all Mike's hot honey mixed with this, hot honey with this protein, with this wings, hot honey this, hot honey that. I'm sick and tired of it, but I am in a little bit of a honey mood in a very different context though. I want like a super salty, lemony honey. So I got some yuzu, some of that yuzu juice, ordered it. It's nice and cold now. When it arrived, it was like super warm from the Amazon car, and I was like, yeah, I'm not about to use a bunch of warm lemon juice. It was just not something I would want to garnish with, but now it's real cold. So let's make some yuzu honey oatmeal. Oh, I probably don't even have to toast this, but I'm gonna make an attempt here. Why not do like a little zesting of a lemon here? Of course, I don't have a yuzu lemon. I'm not really sure where I would get. I mean, I'm sure it's some fancy fruit store. I could probably like order one, but like, why not, right? Like, I have a lemon. Let's try to get lemon at like every area of the cooking process here. I'm gonna go heavy-handed on it because this is just a simple little grocery store lemon. I doubt it's very strong at all. So we'll do a lot there. I don't want that to clump up for when I toast it. So let me just kind of spread them out and start heating this. Yeah, that's lemony enough. I'm cool with that. I don't think I'm gonna be putting any dates, any banana, any kind of sweetness in before, because, you know, I'm gonna be putting honey in toward the end here. And that with yuzu, which yuzu's, I think this has added sugar probably. Yeah, a little bit. So it's like, this will be plenty sweet. I'm going for more of a salty honey lemon thing anyway here, less of a dessert vibe. So make sure I have my scooper thingy in there. Yes, I do. Getting pretty hot here. Let me drop this in here. I already get a strong whiff of lemon because the zest is burning up. So I shouldn't do too ridiculous of a toasting here. I mean, I don't even want this to necessarily be toasty, but I want to get as much of that lemon flavor as I can. So it's like, why not toast it with the lemon zest, right? Just felt in my gut it might be a good idea, so we're gonna try it. Worst case scenario, it won't do much for the flavor anyway, but who really cares? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just get the water in there. That stuff burns up fast, but there was definitely smelling lemon in the air there as I toasted it, so it should contribute a little bit to the flavor. Let's get some salts and flaxseed in there. The milk flaxseed is so nice cooking in there to get this all malleable and clay-like, and it's completely neutral. Doesn't affect the flavor at all. For once in a video, I'm not going to be raving about smell for quite a while because I definitely don't want any cinnamon, any nutmeg in this. Like I said, this is like a salty honey lemon vibe we're going for here. So just like a slight smell of the lemon from the zest, and then like some of that oatmeal smell. Not a bad smell, but it's like certainly nothing compared to what I usually cook on this channel. It will be the magic we add in later that really makes this one though. Let me get this to a proper simmer. It's about to start rolling on me like crazy. I'll set it at 2, maybe a bit under 2. No, I'm not gonna worry about cutting lemon. I'm gonna worry about cutting something else. So today we're going with the yuzu honey flavor, but I mean, I'm not really using a nut butter or anything. Probably just gonna use some miso. Yes, I'm gonna use miso. Not really a point in getting this little container for it, not gonna lie, but I wanna be specific with the amount I use because this stuff is incredibly salty, so this is literally just to weigh it. Use 6-7 grams, whatever's fine. It's like half a tablespoon, not even. So that is strong. Okay, and then for our presentation here, okay, that looks good, maybe rolling a bit too much. But for our presentation here, we're going with something different today. Got some seaweed here, and I got a little mold right here. Not the kind you find on old fruit. We're talking for a shape. Look at that. Little kitty cat mold. It's gonna be a bit more difficult, but I was playing around with it earlier and it does its job. Let's figure out what kind of garnish we're actually gonna want on ours today though, because I definitely can't do all of them. I'm thinking I want to look like this when I'm eating this one. If it was hot honey, if it was really spicy, I think I'd go with our little aggravated kitty right there. We're gonna go in the middle, just with the gleeful, whimsical little kitty. Let's press down. Now this is the easy part. The hard part is picking these little pieces up and placing them on something, but patience is gonna be key with that. Doing a major press here to make sure none of this is stuck. Looks like the nose got a little left behind there. That's okay, we'll pluck them right out. We use this little straw. Hope I didn't break anything. Nope, good so far. It's just this little eye over here. Okay, I like that this one has the sharp-edged, more triangular mouth. And then the smile for the first one instead is the eyes. I think it looks real cute. Hopefully we can nail it. Let me kind of just leave those there. I think it's good to have them on this little red piece so it's separate. I don't accidentally sweep it anywhere. And of course, got plenty of sheets here, so there's room for failure, but I don't want to be here forever. So hopefully the first time knocks it out of the park. There's a couple other cool shapes this came with. I could play around with those too if I wanted. This looks just fine. A little bit of bubbles. Not really looking for any kind of smell or tasting here because I'm going to be adding most of that toward the end. But when I do add a bit of a flavor bomb to this one, it'll be in the form of miso. Honestly, white miso would probably fit this a lot better, as it is subtle and we're gonna get plenty of flavor from the yuzu's acidity, but I only have red miso right now. And I don't mind the intense strength red miso brings, so why not? It'll probably mess up the color a little bit. It'll still be delicious. Miso is always delicious. Got a fresh lemon here. I didn't use the one I zested because kind of wanted a blank slate, you know, one that would at least look a little pretty. I know it's kind of shabby, but let's go with, do I want to go with wedges or do I want to go with like a big round? I'm thinking I'll just go with the wedges, honestly. Okay, nice. This lemon isn't all soggy and soft like the other one I was cutting earlier was. Away with the pith. Oops, still some seeds in there. I'm sure this will be plenty lemony, but it's like just in case, you know, we'll serve it with a lemon. It'll also look pretty. Yeah, this is definitely the plainest pot I think I've ever shown off to the camera. It really is just the flax, the salt, the oats. Can't even tell I zested it with the lemon, unless you're smelling it. It is a bit citrusy, but this is exactly what we want for this flavor. I'm sure yuzu would be delicious with dates or even berries, but I'm going for less of a dessert context this morning. Gonna keep playing around with our cutouts here. What might I want to add? Could always do two. I think there's a good chance I'll have enough oatmeal to do two, as these are pretty small heads. Maybe I'll do one like this, because I don't know, red miso is pretty strong. Maybe I will look a little bit like that when I eat this, because I might pucker. Okay, I think that's good. Just one ear stuck there. Nope, it's just kind of hanging. All right, keep these separate from the other ones. Oh, I like this one's mouth too. It's like the little, kind of got that little ooh-woo mouth going on there. I'll just keep these in two separate areas. And why not cut a paw out? I don't know what these two lines are. They look way too big to be whiskers. Yeah, the whiskers definitely wouldn't fit there, so don't know what that's about. But the paw might be kind of cool. This fish one isn't serrated. I wonder if that's more for, it looks deeper. It's definitely not hollow. I wonder if that's more for the context of like ham or like salmon or some kind of meat or like a cheese. I don't know. I don't know, 'cause they definitely serrated all these other ones, and that's why it cuts so easily. Maybe I'll give it a shot though. I'm gonna have to remember which paw is which. Although this one's kind of just something I did for the heck of it. Not sure I'll need it. Definitely need at least one of these faces though. Porridge definitely getting thicker. Not ready for its flavoring just yet. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm using this one wrong. I don't know. Does it even cut out a fish shape? I guess it kind of does, yeah. But look, see, it didn't cut all the way. I wonder why that one's not serrated. Oh well, we don't really need a fish. If we needed a fish, we'd serve this alongside some fish. But I'm just making oatmeal, so I should probably use this as a guide for what the face should look like. I mean, I'm gonna have to disassemble this anyway, but I'll get some practice in. Not sure where my nose went for this one. This looks crazy with no nose. I bet I could use one of those paw pieces as a nose anyway, but let me grab another little piece and then just make myself a nose, because I don't know what I did with that piece's nose. There we go, new nose. So I guess it assembles all together like this. Easier done on a cutting board than on oatmeal, but we'll see. We'll see what I can pull off. I get a little bit of the lemon when I lick the spatula here, but there's no juice in there at all yet. It's just from the zest earlier, but yeah, it's pretty much just plain old porridge. I think I'll start with just a capful of yuzu. It's been a while. Let me see how strong this is. Oh yeah, we'll definitely just start with a capful. If I really wanted to, I could incorporate some nut butter or maybe coconut oil into this to kind of enhance the flavor, but I don't know. I think the flax and the oatmeal will do a good enough job. As the miso and the yuzu together, that's gonna be super strong. I'll get a bit of honey in that. That should be good. Smells crazy. I mean, miso by itself smells crazy, but this is on another level. And I feel like it already is adequate, but you know, it's always good to taste. So let's see just how hard a punch this packs. Let's see. Yes, it's definitely very salty. The miso kind of takes over. You can taste a little bit of the honey. But I think since I'm serving with lemon and I always have this available to pour, it's better to not go too crazy on the acid for now, or else, I mean, this thing is gonna come out like a Sour Patch Kid. And you know, I don't want it that much. Oh, look at that. This little scorched oatmeal film from the side. That's weird. It's just like flax and like residue from the oats. It's actually tasty though. It just tastes like salty oatmeal paper or something. Probably doesn't sound pleasing to a lot of people, but you don't understand, man. Oatmeal and I get along. So salty oatmeal paper, I mean, it's still oatmeal. Although that oatmeal flan I tried at that Cafe Osceola, that was still oatmeal and that sucked. So I guess not everything that involves oatmeal is automatically a W. Let's pour all of that in there. That is gonna pack a punch. Geez, yeah, I licked a little bit of it on the side there. Super strong. Maybe as I taste this, I'll end up incorporating a bit more honey to make it a little more soothing. But let's see what the heat does here, you know? Now I'm definitely, it smells like a miso broth, but I'm sure it'll taste lemony because that yuzu is really, really strong. Let it sit, taste a little bit. It's a lot more subtle than I'd imagined. I could go a bit more ham with the yuzu. I mean, there's actually a bit remaining from a little flavor bomb. Could put a little bit more miso if I wanted to as well. Okay, stronger taste from the spoon there, but let's do another, much brighter, but I think it could be sweeter. Let's do a little honey drizzle. And I'm sure I could dress this with more on the plate. I think that's a nice balance of sweet and sour for now. Pretty soon we're gonna get into the hard part here. I'm not even gonna be serving on this plate, but this will help me not make such a mess. This will be our main target here. We'll be using that. Let's see, how thick are we over here? Yeah, I wanna say that's plenty, but since we're not going with the square today, we are going with a shape that's a bit more stubborn. I wanna make sure we're super cooked. Okay, I'm thinking it's time. The weight of the porridge just seesawed this thing right up. Should we? No, I think that's much more than I need for that one. Maybe just like that much more. Get it nice and flattened. I want to make sure there's enough so those ears are weighed down and they don't just fall off. Got a little taste out of that. Pretty good. Oh, here's my piece. pretty good. Nice salty. I put more honey than I thought I was going to need, but you know what? It still definitely has that yuzu flavor too. So it's certainly not bland. This would fit with a lot of different things. And think either a savory oat bowl context or a sweet one. I mean, really, it's just like a sweet, salty lemon. So to push a little harder just without making this stick. Well, I think we're stuck a little bit. That's okay. And kind of wiggle it off. All right, don't let me down now. Not bad at all. A little chiseled, but undeniably an oatmeal kitty. We are not at the hardest part yet, though. I think I stand corrected on calling that the hardest part. No, far from it. Customizing the face over there will be. Let's see, can we fit 2 of these? We likely can. I can probably scrape some of this off the top. Voila, don't let me down here. Kitty number 2. Honestly, thought that one was gonna leave me a little more deformed piece, but you know what? It's quite all right there. I think it's just fine. Okay, let me get the driest possible hands for this. Let's start with our guy down here. I think the ears are the easiest place to start. Definitely no stress on doing the ears. It's very clearly shown like in the form there. You know what? Let's knock out the ears on both of these for my morale's sake. Boom and boom. Okay, now we'll do the eyes. Uh-oh. All right, bear with me now. Not bad, okay. A little folded there and a little out of place, but you know what? It's on there. It's on there and that's all that matters. Just drop our nose. Oh, not bad at all. Again, not perfectly centered, but I am cool with that. All right, so GoPro ran out of battery here, but let's try to nail this. Let's get our smiley face on here. Get our 2 eyes on here. Uh-oh, where's our other eye? Oh, that was our other eye. I used it as the face. That's okay, let's take it off and instead put it as our other eye. Not bad. Our nose, get a little straightened there. Okay, not bad. And mouth, that works for me. Okay, let's now just kind of throw on some lemons here. Probably like 2. All right, and then I did do that paw earlier. I think we're a little out of order here with our paw, but that's okay. I think we can still get it to resemble one. Come on, last piece here. Just fall down in formation. Good enough for me. Okay. And then lastly, a little drizzle of honey here. And just go around. There we have it. We got our Yuzu honey oatmeal kitties. Honestly, it turned out better than I thought it was gonna as far as presentation. All right. Thank you, God, for these 2 adorable, zesty little lemon oatmeal kitties. Oh man, I feel bad eating this, man. You know, I'm surprised the oatmeal looks like regular oatmeal considering it has miso in it. But I guess it cooked itself away. But without further ado, let's dive in. Oh, he looks awfully happy for someone that just got their cheek torn out. Let's try it on its own. Definitely not super sour at all. You know, not as strong as I thought it would be, but it is nice. It's got that honey flavor. More so honey than the lemon, but it is still pretty bright. But you know, I've got my lemon over here. So if he just cries some of those lemon tears, we got some honey on the plate here. I have this little ear with it. I bet this will really bring it to life. I think serving this as is with nothing else definitely isn't the move because it's excellent, but it's a great base for something else, you know? Like I mentioned earlier, you could do this in a sweet context with, say, berries and nuts, or even with fish. Like if you do this with like mahi-mahi or like a tuna steak, it would be pretty good. It is still enjoyable though. I think if I was to have it on its own again, I'd incorporate some black pepper and just like season it as I typically would, like a savory lemon dish. But honestly, I'm just gonna enjoy my product as it is here. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Yuzu honey oatmeal, this one I made right here, and give it a strong 3.5 stars. It's an amazing template. On its own, it could use black pepper. It could use a protein as its base. You could even serve this with some sushi. Or, heck, you could even make oatmeal sushi with it. That would be incredible. You know, like just kind of roll it up. But Very good. I think I'll attack this guy off camera. He seems a little bothered as is. I'm gonna leave him be for a bit. Did you like this flavor? Think the presentation was cute? Let me know in the comments. Did you hate it? How could you hate that? But anyways, let me know and goodbye.